This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, good
Good
morning.
morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing? I'm
Good.
changing my Bluetooth. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Yeah.
Oh my
How's
gosh, I
everything?
have more information. This reminds me. I have September 11th. I got information on September 11th that I'll send today to you and a
Okay.
couple other people. If you can make it,
Okay.
send the email. I have the scope of work that they're going to do, they're bidding for, and then also the location thing. So I'll send it over to you. How are you doing though?
Okay. Good. We're doing good.
Good.
We hired a project manager and
Right.
it is actually officially on board and we're um chasing work and we have we actually went to a plant construction meet and greet last week or 2 weeks ago now.
Uh-huh.
Met with a guy, happened to bring up what we were doing and
Uh-huh.
he was like, I have a job that has a problem. And we put guys on site at the beginning of this week. So we already have some
Oh,
guys in the
good.
field. Yeah.
Oh, good, 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 good.
So it's coming
Wonderful.
together. Yeah.
Wonderful. Hi, Monica. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Glad you made it.
Thank you. Thank
Glad
you.
you're here. It's bright. Are you both morning risers?
Well, with
Do
an
Yes.
you,
8-year-old, you have to.
when you when you're what?
When with an 8-year-old, you have to.
You have to. Got it. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. You're
Um.
almost there. It's getting easier. It gets
Yeah.
easier.
I hope so. I mean, he wants to play
It does.
Legos at 6:30 in the morning.
Oh, really? Wow. Hi, Jenny. Good morning. Glad you made it. I'm excited. I'm excited for you all to get to know each other, to meet each other. We do have two more people that are supposed to be joining. Maybe we'll give them a couple more, like one more minute or so. But and Jenny, I was just asking the group, do you like to wake up early or do you prefer to wake up a little bit later?
I'm a late morning person.
So it'll take you a little bit of time. That's okay. Do
Mhm.
you have your coffee? You have a coffee, you have coffee.
I have tea. I can't do coffee.
Okay. Coffee is good. Me too. I have
Yeah.
my coffee.
Oh,
Let's see. Yeah, I think this is recording and it's okay. If it's okay, I'm going to, oh, there's Ralph. Hi, Ralph.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Hello. Good morning. Glad you
Morning.
made it.
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
morning. Wonderful. Here we go. This is the group. I'm going to get started. Thank you all for joining, for getting up early to think about, feel what it feels like to have unshakable confidence. How does that sound?
Yay.
How many
Sounds
of you
good.
think it's possible? Is it possible to have unshakable confidence? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Is it possible? Maybe. It sounds like a huge, big, scary goal stretch. And what does that even mean to have unshakable confidence? For me, it's when we neutralize the doubts, the fear, and sometimes even when they're there, you're still going to move with confidence, with courage, with bravery, and speak from your heart. Speak from this place of truth and wisdom that is within all of us. And we're filled with so much of that. We can move through this world with unshakable confidence. And so today, in what we do at Speak and Flow, it's about transformation from the inside, from within. We take an inside out approach. So having high self-awareness of what is happening internally to self-regulate, self-awareness to self-regulate. And I do this work not because I was born with confidence, with courage. In fact, my ancestry, the women in my family, my grandmother, she was the fourth concubine, which means when she was 25 years old, she was sold into a marriage to a man who was 35 years her senior. So she listened to her husband and 3 wives. She didn't have a voice. And then there's my mom. She raised 4 children, ran 2 restaurants, and when things went wrong, she got yelled at by workers, by customers, by family members, and she never spoke up though. So when I went into corporate, I did what I was told. I was an agreeable person, and I believed that if I worked really hard, they're going to see my potential. And then I get an email one day, and a new hire gets promoted before me. I could feel the punch in my stomach. I was overlooked. I was angry. I was so upset. How can that person get promoted before me? How can they overlook all the work, all the hard work that I've been doing? And about a week later, my manager comes into my office and says, Melinda, would you like to speak to the executive team? I thought, oh, I'm going to make a fool out of myself. I'm going to embarrass myself. It's not going to go well. I could feel my stomach queasy, butterflies. And yet my heart, that wisdom within us, I knew it was time to say yes to something bigger than myself, a version of myself that spoke up, that saying yes to finally speaking up. And so I did. And that day I got mentorship, I got training, and I spoke up in front of the executive team with confidence, with courage. And not only did I do that, I also found my calling, which is to support like-minded leaders such as you to discover the power of our voices, which most people underestimate. To unlock how we can use our words to create our reality, how we attract people with the feelings that we have inside of us, and how we can use it to speak to our clients, to connect with our family, to live a fulfilled life, because our voice is a vehicle of connection, of impact. And more than ever now, in this world of chaos and complexity, our voice matters. We can use it to divide each other or to bring us together. So thank you so much for being here. The tools that I'm about to share with you are the tools that I use large organizations, small organizations, organizations such as Google, Moss Adams, big accounting firms. And I encourage you to play full out, because when you commit to your own transformation and believe that you can do it, then you can. But if you're going in here and saying, oh, I'm not sure if this is for me, I don't know if I can do it, then you might be right. So play full out and just have awareness. Continue to communicate with me, continue to communicate with this group, and you'll see yourself transform in ways that are possible. So let's take a moment to go around the room. And since Kelly's here, and Kelly, I know that you're going to be in and out in our sessions, and that's okay. But let's just go around the room and introduce yourself. let's just take one moment to say your name, and you don't even have to share about what you do. You can for a moment, but what are you grateful for today? It could be small, it could be big, it could be, just what is coming up? What are you really grateful for? And let's just go around the room. Let's just begin with the person that has the closest to the A. So I think that's Kelly. The first letter that is closer to the A.
Hi, I'm Kelly, and currently a stay-at-home mom, eventually looking to get back into the market, and uh, grateful for opportunity to participate in this group and try to gain more confidence and all the good stuff coming from from your program.
Aw, glad you're here, Kelly.
Thank you.
And Jenny.
I think like myself
Or,
and Josh are
yeah,
probably closer to the A's.
close. Yes, yes, yes. So I think you're first before Josh, right?
This
Go
is
ahead,
like
Jenny.
the 7:30 a.m. brain.
Yes.
Hi everyone. I will slowly wake up probably closer to the end, so I'll be at this low energy for most of the time. I am grateful that I woke up without a headache, since didn't catch as much sleep. Because it's one of those times in which, you have to wake up early, you have to go to bed early, but you just do not fall asleep. So it's one of those nights. I work at Boulder Green as a program manager in the sustainability field, mostly. And excited to work with everyone since I usually gain a lot of energy, not just from the one-on-one sessions having with Melinda, but also just from the group, just to like have like that back and forth, as well as the differences in perspective and interactions. So it's wonderful to meet everyone.
Yes, I agree. We're going to have lots of wonderful perspectives here in a way that is positive, affirming, and build on our strengths and values. So thank you, Jenny. I'm glad you're here. Josh.
Morning. I am
Good
happy to be here, and I am grateful that at our family-owned business, we just started a new installation division, and we put our first guys on a job site starting on Tuesday. So I'm excited and happy and grateful and worried and everything else. So it's awesome.
Well, you got to let go to build, right? Letting go of it so you can focus on what is important for the business side of things. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh. 10xing.
Yep.
Okay, Monica.
Good morning. My name is Monica Moscoso. I'm a real estate agent in the Bay Area. I met Melinda in one of the meetings in the Association of Realtors. It was an amazing connection from the beginning, and I'm so grateful for her. I'm so grateful that she's in my life, and we have worked one-on-one, and it has been amazing. Life transformation. So I'm very grateful to be here and getting to know all of you little by little, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you, Monica. It's been an honor. Wonderful journey.
Thank you.
That puts me at the end, right?
Yes, the best. The best and the last.
Last name's Beard, so I usually end up going first. So this is nice.
First, okay, it's the switching.
Yeah, no, I'm Rolf Beernath. I actually live in the Bay Area, not in the Bay Area, in Minneapolis. So I don't have to get up quite as early as you guys do. I'm grateful for that. I'm not a great actor at 7:30 in the morning. So I'm grateful to have finished up a career at 3M, big corporate company, and now I'm getting to work as a consultant with much smaller clients and companies where I'm able to have more of a difference in helping them with new products. So a new product for a small business means a lot more than a new product for a big corporate conglomerate. So I'm enjoying my work as a consultant now. And Melinda's been helping me get better at speaking. There's less ums and ahs and less hesitation. So her methods work. Just want to underline that. So it's good.
Thank you, Rolf. Thank you so much. Rolf is brilliant at what he does and so supportive and caring for these companies using various innovative tools, and especially with AI. He's an AI guru. And so I'm glad you're here, Rolf. And just all of us to go out to speak more and to use our voice in the way that you want. You may not want to be on stage. Maybe you want to just be a better speaker, communicator with your team members, your boss, your spouse, or you want to be on the big stage. Whatever it is, these tools will support you in how you want to use your voice. And in order to do that, we want to create a safe space. Having that safe space is going to allow us to be open, to get curious, to be able to say what's really happening within us. And so I would like for all of us to commit to creating a safe space for each other, for yourself. That means confidentiality. What we say here stays here. To respect each other's journey. When one is struggling or not certain, there's no judgment, because all of that is valid. All of us are clues, even when we're not feeling right or there's nerves. It's clues and insight into what is the next transformation that needs to happen. So we want to allow for the curiosity, the different emotions, the different thoughts to come in the safe space. And finally, let's have fun. Let's encourage each other. How we give feedback is around looking for people's strengths and bringing that out so much within them. It'll start to unravel all the other negative, the limiting thoughts and beliefs that we've had. And so we'll continue to do that, especially in this first round, in this next 3 months. When we focus so much on our strengths, the ahs, the ums, the filler words will dissolve. So unlike some other programs where maybe we count them and we start to work our way down from filler words, here how we do that is, again, focusing so much on your values, what you believe in, and your strengths, and connecting to that, and you will automatically look at the end of this 3 months, you're going to have decrease your filler words by 50% or even none. That's the goal, because you're so connected. Sound good? Awesome. Okay, so let's begin with thinking about when you speak, whether it's a team meeting or something that frightens you on stage, or maybe it could be your spouse. When you're about to speak, what happens within you? And let's think about that for a moment. And I want you to think about what is happening. We're going to use the acronym Be Me. And the reason why we want to do this, because I mentioned earlier, we want to be more self-aware of what is happening when you speak. I'm going to put it into the chat, the Be Me acronym. You can start off with the first B, stands for body. The E stands for emotion. The M stands for mind. And the last E stands for environment. I'm going to put it into the chat. Body, B, the first one, body. What is happening in your body? Nerves, shaky hand, like shaky voice, sweaty palms. Let's go ahead and write that down. Actually, you can open up, you want to open up the chat. You don't have to hit send yet, but open up in the chat. And then once we're going to take turns to share, When it's your turn to share, you can hit enter. So we have documentation about what your Be Me acknowledgements are. Body. So everybody has their body one. It could be, it's a body sensation. Tightness. Butterflies. Have you written it down yet? Yes, Jenny.
Just
Are you
clarification.
you're still thinking? Mm-hmm.
Oh no, just more clarification. This is when we aren't feeling confident, or when we are feeling confident for what's happening with our
Yeah,
body?
when you're feeling
Okay.
you're not confident. Yeah. Let's go to the limiting ones. It's a good question. Very good question. Yeah, when you're about to do something frightening, what is happening? And speak to somebody that is more frightening, fear, judgmental. Could be judgmental. Then you go into E. The next E is, or the B and then E is emotion. Emotion is a feeling. What feeling do you have? And this goes into the nervousness. This goes into, I'm afraid. I'm scared. I'm worried. I have anxiousness. Concerned. Hi, Kelly. Are things okay? You're good? You're listening? Okay, good. And then the M in Be Me is mind. What thoughts are happening in your mind? It could be something like, what will people think of me? What if I stumble on my words? What if I sound stupid? What if I blank out? What if technology fails on me? What if they lash back at me? Will I know what to say? The last one is E in Be Me, environment. How do I feel in this surrounding? How do I feel about the audience? I feel unsafe. I feel they might judge me. I'm not supported. It's tense. The environment feels tense or cold. All right. Let's take a moment to share that with the group. Did everybody type it into the chat? Except Kelly, maybe you didn't. Okay. Ralph, would you like to share yours first? Go ahead and hit enter. Great. Perfect.
All right,
And
there
there's
we go.
something visceral when we're saying it out loud, just be with them. Acknowledge them. There is something magical that happens when we say it out loud. We're labeling and naming what is happening within us. And when we acknowledge them, there is a magical visceral feeling that you starts to unravel out of our nervous system. Because most people, when they go to speak, they don't talk about all these things. And when we bury them, and when we bury them for too long, you'll notice they may manifest itself some way, somehow in other areas. So the beauty of what we're doing here is the more you acknowledge them, they're actually going to unravel out of your nervous system. You'll be able to start to self-regulate in the moment. But that requires that we do this thought here and reflection here. So thank you, Rolf.
All right. Yeah, for me, it's tends to show up as tenseness in my stomach and in my throat, especially. Even today, I've got some allergies going on, so I've got some going through my throat. So I apologize. I've got a cough drop in my mouth. Emotionally, I get feel anxious. I start getting hesitant.
Yeah.
Mind-wise, I start questioning myself. I've had a talk or two that I've blown in the past, and I don't want to repeat that experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the environment, sometimes I feel like it's a judgmental environment, or that expectations have been set so high on what I'll be talking about that there's no way I can actually deliver to the level of expectation that everybody might have on me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just the anxious thoughts in my mind. It's not necessarily true. It's just what goes on in my head before I get up and start speaking.
Right. We put a lot of pressure because the stakes are high, and we want to do well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how many of you have felt something similar to what Ralph just said? Raise your hand in certain parts. Yeah. Thank you, Ralph. We're going to go the opposite way. How about Monica? And when Monica's speaking, you listen for moments in your life where you felt something similar as the audience.
Okay, so for body, my hands shake and I start like doing this with my hands.
Uh-huh.
And
Kamala Harris was doing that during the DNC. She's like doing this.
yes, so I did that with my hands, and
No,
then my hands
Kamala.
hurt. It's like, oh my God, what am I doing to
Afterwards.
my own hands? And
Yeah.
butterflies. This is in my stomach. My stomach is my center of stress.
Mm-hmm.
For the emotions, I'm afraid not to have the words. I forget the words, or I want to use a word that I haven't used a lot, and I'm afraid of that. Like, I'm not going to remember that word. So I have to find another way to say it. And then mine, the thoughts is, would I hear the question? There's too many people here. And this is something, I have ADHD. I was told that I was ADHD a couple of years ago, so it's new for me to deal with it. But one of the things that I miss the first part of the question sometimes, and I know that that's an issue. So I get nervous already. It's like, oh, I hope I can hear the whole question, and I don't want to ask, can you say that again? Can you say that again? Because it doesn't look professional. So that's one of my worries. And the environment, I feel like there's too many difficult people in the audience, and they're gonna eat me
Mhm.
alive.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So,
How many of us, raise your hand if you felt something similar to Monica? Yeah, nice. You're not alone.
thank you.
Joshua.
All right. So I know that I get a little shaky voiced and fluff faced when I have to. Um, in person I do better in person actually than even in this scenario we're on Zoom, um, which is what brought me to Melinda in the first place with a Zoom call where everybody had their cameras off and I couldn't make that personal connection and it was hard to talk. So it was that the emotional is nervousness. I do get, like I think everybody, especially when you don't do it often as part of your job and you get thrown into it, there's that definitely can feel the nervousness. Um, the mind is like I said, in person is okay, but when I can't make the eye contact, I feel like that like I'm talking to nobody, or that if there are people there, they're not listening to what I'm saying, and I'm wasting my time and their time. Is where it gets when I cannot see anybody, and that's what's going through my mind. You know, when even when we're reading like our safety forms, um, on the job site when I was still on the job site running work, I actually read all of our weekly tailgates, because I felt like when an apprentice read it, which is what normally happens, give it to the lowest guy, make him read the paper. Nobody listens when an apprentice talks. So I would read those myself to hopefully get through the safety to somebody listening. So it's hard when it feels like there's nobody listening. Um, then the environment is I'm comfortable when I have the conversation has to do with my trade or my business, personal stuff. But when I get into a situation where I feel like, oh, this person knows more than what we're talking about than I do, then the nerves do kick up, or I get that feeling where it come in where I was comfortable all of a sudden, and now it's like, oh, wait, I'm not getting comfortable because I can't keep up with this person. So
Awesome. Raise your hand if you felt something similar to Joshua. I felt all of these. All of Oh, thank you, Joshua. Thank you. Yes, especially when we're in these environments where we feel like people know more than us, it becomes challenging. Who am I? What can
yep.
I have to offer? What if they're bored? Kelly.
Hi, sorry. And make sure to copy the chat over. So for body, tightness in the chest, shoulder, neck, stomach, it's tight. My head and neck gets numb and I feel flushed, and definitely like flashes of heat, hot flashes. Emotion, I feel overwhelmed, flooded, ears sound dumb and rumbling. And then mind thoughts are, I'm not making sense. I don't have anything good to say. They're not listening. I've lost them. And environment, I feel small, tense, and judged.
Yeah, small, tense in our environment.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you felt something similar to Kelly. Oh, we're not alone. We're humans. In fact, 80% of the population feels at some level all of these: body, mind, emotion, these thoughts, these emotions and feelings, especially when we're put in a situation like public speaking, which frightens most people. The fact that you are here tells me that you're actually not as frightened as you think, because the people that are very frightened wouldn't even show up. They'll say, no, Not going to do it. Thank you. And then there's another 10% that is so good. They're out there, they're rocking it, they're speaking all the time and yeah, so but the majority of the population, 80%, feels this. So we have an opportunity to move forward, to evolve from it. And thank you so much for your vulnerability, your honesty. I'm going to save this chat because we're going to continue to come back to this document as the months progress and notice, have more self-awareness of what's happening in the be me, body, emotion, mind, and environment. Use this. You can start to use this on a daily basis to be more aware, because when you're aware of what's happening, you can start to self-regulate.
Linda, I think we skipped Jenny.
Oh, Jenny. No, did we? Oh my
That was
goodness,
perfect timing because
Jenny.
my husband woke up and he went into the room. So I was
Oh.
like, oh, it is really great that you're continuing onward. I was going to say, please stop, please stop.
Thank you, Monica. Jenny, there's nowhere to run.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's
Okay.
good timing.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
good.
perfect timing. I think as when I'm thinking about the situations, I think it varies for me. It's just like it's along a range. There are some situations in which I am going in with a lot of it's much bigger than I'm thinking of it versus others in which it's just like an unknown. So that kind of reflects a few of the responses in which I put like a range on. I think for my body, I usually get like tense. I start to fidget. I've noticed it's been more recent. Like I'll start like pulling my earlobe or like something. And then like in certain situations when it's just like really, really tense, like really like hard, I start to get shaky. So in other situations, it's usually the first two, not the last one, but I've been noticing that in more recent ones. Emotions, I either can be very anxious, I can get really scared. I usually like to want to be an anxious guy and not go to the scared side. Just depending on the other party and what my interactions with them have been in the past. My mind, it's kind of reflective of like what a number of you guys have shared. Like either my mind can go blank. There's really nothing in my mind. I'm just like hearing the other party, or I don't really have any words or responses to kind of share back. Or I'll try to find something, but I will start to kind of like go through the list in my head and just like, okay, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. I know they're not going to respond well to this. And I start tossing them out, kind of. So I'm starting to think of just like, what is my response already to them not reacting well versus just being in the moment. The environment, I think I'm just describing it like why I react that way. It's like if it's an unknown environment, that's I just don't know what the response is going to be. So it's just like, okay, what are they going to be thinking? How should I be responding to this? But it's just like nothing to kind of what is it, adjust to or figure out how to respond to, but also like wondering as like, are they gonna have no response? Because I am very similar in like I cannot monologue well. I'm not really good with that. So I'd like to have that back and forth. Or are they gonna be diving into something that I really don't know? So that's like the unknown part that's scary. The other part that's scary is like I know I'm going into a situation that's gonna be scary. And that just pulls up a whole different other range of like worries. So.
I love the emotion, how you said that the anxiousness or the scare depends on the other party. It really depends on the other side. And so that's why it's important in this be me, the environment, noticing how you feel in this environment, how safe you feel, how if you're going to feel judged or not judged, if you're going to feel supported or not supported, and just noticing that and writing that out and calling that out. And this emotion and these feelings come from within you. How much you feel supported and how much you're going to feel judged or that range, you can start to set that trajectory. And there might be times in your past where it's been proven this person does not support me. Right? You have those experiences. And those are the experiences that we want to unravel. So what is your voice story? Well, all of these be me thoughts and emotions have been derived from a moment in your that created a story in our mind. What we think becomes our reality. What we feel, we attract. And what we imagine, we create. That is a quote by Buddha. Think about the next time you go into a speaking engagement and it's someone that you are worried about or an audience that you're worried about. When you have the thought of, I'm going to stumble on my words, I'm going to blank out, it's not going to go well, more than likely, your mind is really good at giving you what you want. More than likely, you're going to create scenarios or situations where you will blank out or you will stumble. And the more experiences that you have of this creates your reality. Alternatively, if you have a thought about, no matter what I say, in this scary environment, it's going to be great, and you hold to that truth, you're going to create more experiences because your mind's going to give you what you want, and you're going to become that, and you're going to then, therefore, create your life in this trajectory. The challenge is a lot of these, I don't know if I'm going to do this right, I'm going to stumble on my words, have come from the root cause. A moment when your voice was not heard, or you did not use your voice in the way that you wanted. I want us all to reflect back to that time. Right now, reflect back. When was that time, the earliest time when you did not use the voice that you wanted? What did you tell yourself at that time to create this type of situation where there was a doubt? Who was there? Was there someone that created this uncomfortable feeling? So let's write that down because we're going to do a partner share of, and I'm going to put the questions to answer. When was the first time you didn't use the voice that you wanted? What is that story? What did you tell yourself? What happened that made you doubt yourself or believe that the audience wasn't safe? And finally, what do you need to let go of? I'm putting the prompts in the chat. And if you have finished, you can just smile at me and okay. And now we're going to go into breakout rooms. And in your room, you're going to have a partner. And the person with the first letter of their name closer to A will go first. And you will share everything that you wrote, like from your heart. You don't even have to refer to your notes, but you could just speak. So you'll notice when you speak from your heart, a lot of the things that you wrote are probably going to, 80% of it is going to come out. So allow yourself to speak from your heart, and you can glance down at your notes and come back, but just go through what you wrote. And as a listener, I want you to just pay attention, listen with your full beingness, and listen and not say anything, but you can nod. The speaker will go for 3 minutes. And if the speaker runs out of something to say, the listener continue to ask, what else do you need to let go of? What else is there? And allow the speaker to sit there, allow more to come out. And if nothing comes out, that's okay. Just wait for the 3 minutes to be up. Maybe there's more, maybe there's not. The pauses are good here if there's silence. And at the end of the 3 minutes, the person that's listening will time. So if you have a phone, grab your phone. At the end, you have in a very important role as the listener, look into the camera, like what I'm doing now, and say, I see you letting go of all of that. And I've got your back. I see you letting go of all of that, and I got your back. And then reverse. Any questions? Wonderful. Okay, here we go. Yes. Did we do that? Did I do that right? Oh, what happened here? Oh, you know what, Rolf? I put your note taker. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, shoot. Okay. There you go. Sorry. Monica, go back to room. Go back to the room. I put Rolf's note taker by accident. Let me put
Okay,
you in there.
thank you. Because I was like, how am I going to talk with a note taker?
Oh, shoot. Oh, how do I? It's like asking me, it's asking me to put you in room 2. I don't want that. Are you able to go back? No.
No, I don't have any option to do that.
No, I don't want you to go to move. Oh,
Oh, join break
oh,
room.
shoot. No, no, no. Wait, hold on. Okay, there it goes. Okay, there you go.
All right.
Have a good one. Love you. Welcome back. How was that?
It's interesting. It's nice to hear.
What was interesting about it?
The After having sessions with you and working out everything that we worked out, hearing Jenny, having some of the same things or different things, that even where she feels like childhood has an effect on what she's doing now, like some of the stuff that we've spoken about. And like I said, that we're all people and everybody has some stuff to work through and get confident about.
Yes, yes, yes. What
I
about
was
you, Jenny? What was that?
I was more impressed that somehow it's like it was perfect timing because it wasn't too long nor too short, which is very interesting because like these breakout activities, usually it's either one or the other at times.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Oh, good. So
Mhm.
you felt like you had enough time and space to say it, and then it was
And it's not
engaged.
too long for us to be awkward with each other.
Okay. That's awesome. That's great. Great. Yeah. Well, it is, stepping in and sharing some of these things, right? It's like, what is Melinda making me do? I'm glad you're doing it, and I commend you for your courage to be open and honest with each other, even if it is awkward or not. But I'm glad that the timing was right for you both. That's great. And like you Josh said, I mean, even so different in terms of culture, um, family, but yet some of these experiences, there's similarities, and we don't forget them unless we go through this work. So the hundreds of people that I've met, some of them 60, 50, still remember those times, or they're 8 years old, that still bother them so much, right? Well, they won't forget it until we go through this work and start to unravel it, neutralize the charge of the situation. So the situation and the event won't go away. It happened. But how do we neutralize that charge? What was that like for you, Monica?
Oh, it was amazing. Getting to know each of the team members here is going to be very interesting, very, very great. So
Oh,
Rolf
good.
is a bilingual
Mhm,
person as well.
mhm.
And I missed the first part of the
Oh, I think
indication.
we're just sharing our experience, what happened in the room. And Rolf said he'll be right back.
Okay. It's just so interesting. It goes back to childhood. It's not something that it happened at work yesterday.
Mhm,
It goes
mhm,
back to childhood. And I have an
mhm.
8-year-old, and I'm thinking, how am I traumatizing the kid? It's not a matter if, a matter of
Yeah,
when.
right, right.
Okay.
So having that awareness for yourself, just to acknowledge, right? So maybe there's no solution today, but having that self-awareness
Mhm.
is huge. It's huge. And we all do it, and our parents did it to us.
Oh, yes. But we
I
have
mean,
better
yeah,
tools, don't you think?
that's why we're here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, some way you have all managed to get here, and I don't think it's an accident at all. I know it's not an accident. And so this is your opportunity to change the way we behave and we react to others and reduce the trauma.
Yeah.
But it does go back, and I was sharing with Josh that I've worked with hundreds of people, and they, even at later on in their life age, they can trace back to those moments to childhood where they still feel the emotion around it. And earlier I shared a quote about what we think we create by Buddha, what we feel we attract. When there is a feeling of shame, of sadness that we carry, we're human, and yet just noticing when that attracts into our life, like birds of a feather flock together. That's why these people, I mean, so just noticing the feelings, the emotions that we have, it will serve you to start to understand it. Ralph, what was that like for you?
It was cool. It was neat that Monica also was bilingual, so we had
Yeah.
had some commonality there.
And the challenge of speaking English or speaking in public with the bilingual, with the, yes, English as a second language.
Yeah,
Jenny wants
yeah.
to know what language.
Well, I mean, you guys both
Oh,
are saying it
German.
very, very
For
clearly.
me, it was
Oh,
German. Monica was Spanish, right?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, to have that commonality and the stories that we have and how it impacts us. We feel what we feel and based on this situation, and the truth, our body stores the emotion. Our body holds on to it. We hold on to happiness. We hold on to sadness. We hold on to embarrassment. We hold on to shame. We hold on to joy. We remember that our bodies creates these emotions within us, and it could get triggered at any time. At any moment, they can get triggered. And it's not just getting triggered about the current fear, but it's triggering all the old fear. And so this is what we do. So that's why this is the inside out approach. The more we discuss it and get curious about it, the more it'll unravel. So we're going to go into, thank you for doing that. I'm glad that you all shared and got to know each other a little bit more and found your voice story that we want to change. And know that it's possible. Know that we can start to change those stories and transition away from them into something else, into a new feeling, into a new belief for yourself. And speak from our hearts. When we have these old programs or thoughts, it's more challenging to get into our heart, the authentic us in the moment, especially when the situation is unknown or scary. And we start to create the thoughts of, what if they judge me? What if I mess it up? To block ourselves from stepping into our truth. So what we want to do right now is to practice speaking from our heart, speaking from a lower center of gravity. Most people will speak from their thoughts and their mind. And I'm going to share an exercise so you can feel the difference of what it feels like to speak from more of the higher or lower. So let's start this. Actually, what we could do is just mute, everybody can mute yourself. And then I want you to say out loud, I'm a confident speaker. And say it 3 times and notice how you feel in your thoughts and in your body, in your feeling. Oh, say it 3 times, I'm a confident speaker. And notice what it felt like. Okay. Now we're going to take a moment. Let's take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, you can close your eyes and imagine a golden ball 2 inches below your navel. This golden ball is your power center. It's known as a beautiful, radiant, golden ball, which is your power center. And imagine all of your thoughts, your worries, any concerns that you have drowning down into this golden ball. Allow this golden ball to absorb any concerns, any thoughts. And I want you to just put your hand over your power center. Place your hand over there. And then I want you to say 3 times, I am so grateful to be a confident speaker. I am so grateful to be a confident speaker. And how did that feel? What was the difference between the first version and the second? And now you can turn on your mic and share. Anybody, just, popcorn up.
So one for me, the first one was more of a head thought and coming from the head, and the other one was more coming from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big.
And what did that feel? What did it feel like?
When I'm grateful, it felt deeper in my body.
Yeah.
It felt like it was bigger. I believe it more.
I love it. I love it. Deeper, and you can feel it that I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Shani, what about you?
The first part was like, it just reminded me of rotes, not memorization, but repetition that I had to do when I went to like school. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna say this, but nothing really happened. And then the second activity was interesting because somehow I felt more tapped into it. Like I definitely felt a little bit more emotional. So when I said it, I felt like I meant it more, but it was also felt like I was talking to myself, encouraging myself. Weirdly, I wasn't expecting that, so definitely felt that line.
Oh, I love that. I love that. The first version is I'm just saying it. It's raw. I just kind of saying, like, memorize the script. It's just heavy. And the second one is like, I feel it. I'm talking to myself. Yeah. It's you can feel the different, like, embodiment. And yeah, it's good. It's beautiful.
Yeah, for me, the first way felt like I was trying to persuade myself. And I wasn't very convincing. But then also the repeating it 3 times, I've gotten in this habit of emphasizing different parts of the sentence.
Yes.
Each time when I repeat it. And it feels real different depending on that. And by repeating it the 3 times, by the 3rd time, I was like, I got it.
Right.
Like the gratefulness is like, so.
Yeah. And that's where vocal variety comes in. Well, when in classes, they'll tell you a logical thing to have more vocal variety. The key to vocal variety is to feel the feeling. Allow yourself to feel that feeling, and the vocal variety will naturally come out. Whether you're feeling gratefulness or you're so scared and you want to run and you want to hide and jump off the cliff. Like, just practice being in that emotion, and that's what's going to naturally create your vocal variety. But that's another point in time. But for right now, just notice that. And so when you're feeling that for yourself, then you can start to believe it. Yeah. And saying it 3 times. So I like what you said. You took your time saying it to allow yourself to go into the feeling. Great. About Josh.
feel like I think like everybody that first time, it was almost like a check the block. Okay, I'm saying this, I'm saying this, I'm saying it. But then when you close your eyes and make yourself think, it's like you're saying it to yourself and you feel it inside. It's
Hmm.
like, okay, I can do this. And yeah,
Yes. So anytime you speak, go down, like lower center, feeling it versus just say the words. And that's what most people do when they're repeating and they're speaking from a script. They're in the thought, in the head. And all of us are going to come from a center of gravity of truth, of wisdom, of knowing, and that's lower. And that's, you can, when you speak, you can actually put, if you, especially you're on Zoom, you can put your hands over your stomach and just remind yourself to speak from a feeling place, from your body. I feel this, I'm passionate. And you can include words to help you, to remind you, I am grateful for this. And and say that and feel that. I feel so supported. I'm overjoyed, and stay in that overjoyed that we have a new project manager to help us with installation versus I'm overjoyed that we have a project manager. It's a head, more from the head and route, and just saying the words. Sound good? Helpful?
yeah,
So as you go off to over the next 2 weeks, practice speaking from your heart, allowing your heart to speak. So I'm going to take the last 10 minutes to go around the room and share what are your takeaways from today? What are your takeaways? And also, what is your intention over the next 3 months? And intention are different than goals. Goals are, I am going to speak more. I am going to have less filler words. I am going to let go of my script. Those are more goal oriented. And then intention is, who am I being? What is your presence like? No matter what the outcome is or situation, who am I being? Am I going to be curious? Am I being courageous? Am I being brave, confident? Who are you being? That's the intention, regardless of the situation. Does that make sense? Okay. So what are your takeaways and who am I being over the next 3 months? Even if I stumble in my words, but who am I being, right? I could still be curious. You can name a couple of them. I could be happy, pleased, accepting.
I'll go.
My
Okay,
go ahead,
Okay.
Joshua.
please.
Go ahead, Monica. Go ahead.
Thank you. My intention for the next 3 months is to accept myself, to embrace myself. I know I'm not perfect. English is my second language, and I have other obstacles, and just accept myself. Be easy and accepting.
Yes. And
And
be easy on ourselves.
yeah, yeah. And the takeaway is talk from the heart. Talk
Awesome.
from the heart. That's so I always try to do the head thing and then I get in trouble. So talk from the heart.
Love that. Thank you, Monica. Josh?
I could say that today, my takeaways, the big one is it's just a good reminder that we always have to practice and stay on this because we had the summer break, and with all the classes that we did, I am more comfortable and confident in my speaking, but it's always coming in here again today is like, oh, it's just that reminder. You got to keep going. You got to keep working. You got to keep learning new things. So that's the takeaway for today. And I think my intention is
Awesome.
to become more outspoken and confident in dealings with people outside of our organization.
Love it. Awesome, Josh. Okay, I typed them down into the chat.
I can go.
Rob. Okay.
Yeah, takeaway for me is remember to speak from deep within rather than from that analytical point. And as a scientist, it's really easy for me to get into that analytical mindset out of habit. Intention is, I think you stated it well, be courageous. Answer when you pick me to do something, you know, fully participate, and just take those risks. This seems like a good safe group, so I'm happy about that.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Ralph. Playful out here, and this will reinforce what is going on in your body. Remind your body that it is safe here and give your body new experiences of what happens when we take a risk. Thank you, Ralph.
Guess I'll dive next. I think my takeaway was that emotions can be a two-way street. So one way it would be like the impediment or blocking from wanting to do what you want to do because of like past interactions, but blocking the emotions off doesn't help you in expressing yourself. So tapping back into the emotions is actually is worth it to kind of bring it off. So how to like regulate the positive and negative emotions versus like the full shying away from it. And I think my intention is to continue to be curious, interested, as well as kind of taking being fully present and listening. Because sometimes I dive kind of headstrong into things if I get too comfortable. So always pulling myself back to remember to have that balance.
Love that. So your takeaway is that emotions, the good and the not so good, the ones that are limiting, they're both okay, and to acknowledge them in here and be more aware of them, because a lot of times we don't want to look at them because we want to get what we want, and so why are we going to look at some of these limiting ones, the ones that might hold us back? The truth is, when we do acknowledge them, they actually get unraveled, and it'll actually propel you to go faster. We want, the transformation to happen fast and in a quality, efficient way. And your intention is curious. Did you say trusted? Curious?
Yeah.
Okay, curious.
Interested.
Interested. Got it. Interested because sometimes your mind, it can be headstrong and you want to think of, and that's okay if you want to say something that you're not certain about or you don't agree with. Sometimes, is that what you meant?
I think the interest and curious was probably together, and the headstrong part had to do with the listening part, because I could jump ahead further than I need to instead of being in the moment.
Okay. Listen and fully present rather than jumping ahead.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Okay, so I have these down in the chat. Please write yours down and save it so you can refer to it in the next 3 months. And we are going to meet on the 19th at this time, same time. We're going to continue to focus on speaking from our heart, connecting to your strengths, your values, and embodying them. And that will be how you will eliminate the filler words. That will be how you're going to connect with people. That will be how you influence and make a big impact, make a bigger impact. So thank you so much for your participation. I'm excited for the transformation within this group. You're all amazing. And let's set up some one-to-ones if we're not already on the calendar. And over the next 2 weeks, open your heart and your mind to your transformation. If you believe that you can, you will. And look for opportunities and come back to the next session with a win or a celebration, and preferably around speaking and communication. If not, it's okay. We can celebrate. I want to celebrate with all of us the beautiful, wonderful things that are happening in this world, in our lives. Even though there's probably a long list of other things that are not going well, let's look for the good. So thank you so much. Let's take one deep inhale together. Let's join in our last inhale. And exhale, letting go of what does not serve us, what is not ours, letting it all go. And claiming the truth of who we are, claiming our wisdom, feeling centered, feeling whole, feeling complete. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Melinda. This is awesome.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so much.
Nice
Okay,
meeting you
have
all.
a great one. Be unstoppable.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Hey,
Take care,
Bye.
everyone.
bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.